No man becomes rich unless he enriches others. Without courage, wisdom bears no fruit. Be correct with everyone, sociable with many, close to the elect, friend to the few. If you can dream it, you can do it. Dreams are the seeds of possibility, and believing in them is the first step toward making them real. Whatever vision you hold in your heart, know that it carries the potential to be realized. The strength of a dream lies not just in its beauty, but in the courage and dedication to bring it to life. Obstacles may rise and doubts may whisper, but the unwavering belief that if you can imagine it, you can achieve it, will be your guiding light. Embrace your dreams with confidence, take bold steps, and turn those visions into reality. Embrace the long game. Patience is the ultimate competitive advantage in the game of life. Your future needs you. Your past doesn't. Just because you can't see the point behind a challenging time doesn't mean there isn't one. When you believe, your mind finds a way to do. Manage your mood, because if it does not obey, then it commands. We must bring our own light to the darkness. In times of war, the law falls silent. Respect yourself, and others will respect you. When in doubt, tell the truth. Don't let yesterday use up too much of today. Do what you can with what you have, where you are. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own. Once you are in the right direction in life, you stop getting offended and angry all the time, because you have so much better to do with your time. Your growth depends on your willingness to keep learning, even when it's boring. A friendship founded on business is better than a business founded on a friendship. As a child, I prayed to God for a bicycle. Then I realized that God works differently. I stole my bike and prayed for forgiveness. One of the most dangerous things you can do is compare your life to somebody else's. It's not a race. It's your journey. Don't give up after the first failure. Failure is not the end. It's just a detour on the road to success. When you were born, you cried, and the world rejoiced. Live your life so that when you die, the world cries and you rejoice. One day, in retrospect, the years of struggle will strike you as the most beautiful. Being true to yourself may lead to loneliness, but it's worth it. You will be pulled down out of jealousy. Don't get surprised. It's normal. Develop success from failures. Discouragement and failure are two of the surest stepping stones to success. The lie lie flies, and the truth limps after it. It's scary when things change, but it's even scarier when they don't. The truth is, everyone is going to hurt you. You just have to find the ones worth suffering for. Knowing when to mind your own business and when to speak up is a life lesson that takes time. But once you know when to react or retract, life flows much more smoothly. On a day when you don't come across any problems, you can be sure that you are traveling in the wrong path. The magic you are looking for is in the work you are avoiding. The best is always the enemy of the good. Children learn by an adult's example, not by their words. When you build in silence, no one knows where to attack. Pain only leaves you when it teaches you something. Do not look for approval, except for the consciousness of doing your best. The more you spend clinging to the past, the less likely your future will be any brighter. It does not require many words to speak the truth. Before you diagnose yourself with depression or low self-esteem, first make sure that you are not, in fact, just surrounded by assholes. You must discipline yourself carefully. You must keep the promises you make to yourself and reward yourself so that you can trust and motivate yourself. Our lives are defined by opportunities, even the ones we miss. Thinking is difficult. That's why most people judge. The way to get started is to quit talking and begin doing. You don't have to burn books to destroy a culture. Just get people to stop reading them. The one charm of the past is that it is in the past. Do every act of your life as though it were the very last act of your life. The man who does more than he is paid for will soon be paid for more than he does. Judge a man by his questions rather than by his answers. Your ambition is handicapped by laziness. People who say it cannot be done should not interrupt those who are doing it. A profession should initially be an act of love and not a marriage of convenience. If you always do what you've always done, you'll always get what you've always got. Courage is not having the strength to go on. It is going on when you don't have the strength. Women make even the men more sophisticated. Above all things, never be afraid. The enemy who forces you to retreat is himself afraid of you at that very moment. Better to remain silent and be thought a fool than to speak out and remove all doubt. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Fortune accompanies the brave. Time spent comparing yourself to others is time spent on wasteful thoughts. People will often take advantage of your kindness if you let them. Problems are rarely as bad as we think, or rather, they are precisely as bad as we think. Hiding from your problems won't make them disappear. Facing them is the only way to grow. Regrets can linger for a lifetime if you don't learn to forgive yourself and others. So in everything, do to others what you would have them do to you. Do not chase after happiness. It is always in you. The best way to keep one's word is not to give it. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. If you're going through hell, keep going. Trying to forget someone means remembering him all the time. Procrastination is the thief of time. Color it. A leader is a dealer in hope. Where your fear is, there is your task. Those who are hardest to love need it the most. If you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it yourself. We are not rich by what we possess, but by what we can do without. If you are in your 20s, many relationships will fail and not work but function as learning exercises. Because of this, don't stress so much. It's all just practice until you're married. Your friends and family do not always know what is best for you. There are 1,000 lessons in defeat, but only one in victory. When anger rises, think of the consequences. Experience is not what happens to a man. It is what a man does with what happens to him. What is a friend? A single soul dwelling in 2 bodies. Whatever advice you give, be brief. When fate hands you lemons, make lemonade. Genius is a mind that knows its limits. Drop by drop is the water pot filled. Likewise, the wise man, gathering it little by little, fills himself with good. Time stays long enough for anyone who will use it. Thinking is the hardest work there is, which is probably the reason why so few engage in it. He travels the fastest who travels alone. It is better to act and repent than not to act and regret. Your obsession with finding happiness is what prevents its attainment. treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping. Some lessons have to be learned twice. Being cool, calm, and collected in a stressful situation is extremely important. This doesn't mean you need to suppress your emotions. Just don't let them get the better of you. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Success should never be seen as the ultimate destination, nor should failure be considered the end of the road. What truly defines a person is the courage to keep moving forward, no matter the outcome. In the face of triumphs, remain humble and remember that the journey continues. In moments of defeat, recognize that each setback is not a conclusion, but a stepping stone towards growth and resilience. Life's true value lies in the determination to persist, to rise after every fall, and to strive for progress despite the uncertainties. It is the unwavering spirit to press on that ultimately shapes a meaningful and fulfilling life. The greatest sin is to think of yourself as weak. Don't allow anyone to treat you badly just because you love them. Keep your personal life private and not telling everyone everything, even when you have a lot to say, is top-tier self-care. Find a relationship where you, naturally being you, make the other person happy.